So I got this in the mail, my Kelty Noah's 12-foot tarp. So I'm going to open it up and take a look at it, see what I think of it. This is the other side of the package. It says it's 2 pounds and 3 ounces, and then 2 pounds 9 ounces. Okay, so this is what comes in the bag. It's got some instructions. Talking about different ways to set it up with poles and without poles. And it's got some stakes. For the shepherd hook stakes, it's got 2, 6 of them. 6 of them, and I don't know how strong these be for shepherd hook stakes because they're kind of octagon shaped, so maybe they're a little bit better than the ones you buy at Walmart. I don't know. Find out. I ordered some better stakes just in case these don't hold up. But now I'll take it and lay the tarp out and take a look at that. Four corners. It has little rings, and the stitching looks pretty good. Looks like it's pretty solid. Ought to hold up pretty good. You flip over the corners, and it's got your guy lines in here. Kind of like this. They had a cheaper tarp for about $50, 50 something, but it didn't have these, and I kind of like these. I've seen them on a different tarp, and I just thought the convenience would be nice. But it's got the strings on there. Not sure how long they are. I have to measure them real quick. Okay, so the strings are roughly about 7 foot, more or less. They haven't been adjusted or anything, but about 7 foot long, the way they come. And then you got these tie outs about every 3, yeah, it looks like about every 3 feet down the side. And they're reinforced on the inside of it. I can lift it up. So see the stitching there. And then that's the back side of it. So you got 1, 2, 3 of them down this side, and then 3 down each side. It's got a catenary cut down the side of it. It's kind of a slight curve, but you can see it there. And then it's got going down the middle. It's got 1, 2, 3 straps down the middle that way, and going from here on this corner where it says Kelty to the other corner, It's got the one in the middle of the ridge line, and then one here about halfway down to the point, and same thing on that side. So you can set it up, I guess, especially for hammock camping, most people would use it for, set it up in a diamond formation, and then down here where these loops are would be where your ridge line goes, and then that corner and this corner would be the sides, and then that would give you a little pull out here on each side to give you a little extra room. I kind of prefer to do do it horizontal, more like not horizontal, but an A-frame. And doing the A-frame, you don't have as many tie outs down the ridge line. You got this one here, and the middle one, and then the one on the far edge, which I don't know if I'd like that or not. I mean, the ridge line, that's where most of your tension is coming from. If you had this in a diamond formation, most of your tension would be coming from here, and you could just, you're pulling all the stress on the tarp. Here is where it's all reinforced. But if you set it up as an A-frame, then you're doing all your pulling from this, and it's reinforced and everything, but I just don't know how well. I guess it's something I'm just gonna have to play with and see. And if I did it as an A-frame, I would have that pull out there and that pull out on that side, and the same thing, one there and one here on this side to pull it out. I just I didn't really realize we have a different tarp by a different company, and it's got stronger straps here, and setting that up in an A-frame is no big deal, but it works out pretty well. But this, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna like that or not. Have to get it out there and try it out, see what I think of it. But it's a 12-foot by 12-foot tarp, and we're gonna go set it up now outside. So please excuse the barking dogs. I came over here to my neighbor's house because didn't have any trees at our house that were the right space to put this. So I got this in the diamond configuration, and man, that thing is big. I was really surprised at how much room is in here. There's a lot more room than I thought there would be. I don't have the hammock set up in here right now because we're waiting on some new straps to come in the mail. They should be in today. But this is a lot of room. I can't stand up in here because I got it low, but I'm really surprised with how much coverage area it's got in here. Plenty of room to keep the hammock nice and dry and all your stuff while you're in here. So these are the tie-outs along the side. Like I said, they're reinforced and everything. You got 3 of them down each side. And you got this that you can use as a pull out to gain some more room underneath. And that would really increase the room in there. I've never really liked the diamond setup, but that thing is huge. I'm really surprised. I don't know, maybe I'll start liking that diamond setup. But the main reason I don't like the diamond is I like to be able to close the doors if it's cool outside. And like this, you can't really make any doors. So I'm going to set it up the other way and make sure I could even set the doors in there. But this, it's seam sealed all down the center seam, and then on these seams here too. So this gives you a little bit better idea how wide this tarp is out here. And then if you take the pull-outs on the side and pull it out, it would make a really big difference compared to just it being dropped in like that. He gets pretty happy with it, a lot bigger than I thought it was. Okay, so this is a tarp in A-frame mode with it. The corner is staked all the way down the ground. It's pretty narrow. I'm gonna set it up again with them out some more. So now that shows a pretty big difference. On the tree is the center line, of course. This is with them staked down the ground. You see there's not much room there. And these are just pulled out off. I got the guy wires running out a little ways. So you can see there's a lot more room on this side than there is on that side. So just, and then of course you could bring this out farther out into porch mode, and you could bring both sides out and make it a lot wider. But just trying to see the size comparison between having them staked down on the ground, like if it's cold outside, and trying to block some of the wind, versus having them stretched out a little bit to give you some room. And that tree there really kind of shows quite a bit of difference in each way. And of course, if you did the pull-outs, it's got the pull-outs on the side, and one right there and one over here, and that would make it wider too. And the last thing I'm curious about on this tarp is being able to make doors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the other side down to the ground again, and I'm going to put a stake. This is the corner right here, so I'm going to put a stake in that first tie out, and then swing this corner in and see if it can make a door out of it. See how well it closes up. Okay, well that's pretty nice. It seals up really nice and tight. Like I said, I used the first grommet in, and then swung the corner over, and I did the same thing on this side. Brought the corner over here, and as you can see, that overlaps pretty good. And then your hammock can hang up in here. But that's pretty nice. And if you wanted to really seal it up, you could take this and bring a loop over to there, really wrap around tight. But looking on the inside, see, that's pretty nice. And then I could do the pull-outs. There's a pull-out right there, and then there's another pull-out here. I could pull them out on each side and make it a little bit more room in here. And this is what it looks like. With me standing here, it's about shoulder width apart. And like I said, I could do those pull-outs on each side, and I got more room. By the time I did the pull-outs out, I could stretch from elbow to elbow. But that's what this looks like now. And it's pretty windy out here today, but man, that's blocking it all off. I really like that. It's sealed in pretty good down there. They overlap. You can see how much they overlap on there, all the way up to the top. I like it. And then if I wanted to, I could bring in just one side, like maybe bring that side in over here and leave that side open. So that's what I did on that. Kind of blocks the wind a little bit, and still allows me to be able to get in and out, but it blocks that wind coming from the side. And if I wanted to, I could seal this up just like I did the other side. This is a 12 by 12 tarp. I had a 10 by 12 set up like this, with it brought in like this on both sides, and I had plenty of room with my hammock in there, and it had no pull-outs. So that was a 10 by 12, and this being a 12 by 12 and having the pull-outs on the side, I think I'd be pretty happy with that. I really do. So that's it. That's the Kelty 12 by 12 tarp. I'm still leery about this. Like I said, I like setting it up in an A-frame and then doing a porch mode or the cold weather mode like this or many other things, but now I'm putting all the strain on this to keep it tight instead of doing the diamond shape where I'm keeping the tension on that. So hopefully, which is a lot more reinforced. So hopefully I won't regret that, doing an A-frame like this. But I think I'm gonna like it. I guess if I don't like it, if this rips or something, I can figure out a way to reinforce it or something. It's not really got that much tension on it. I mean, it should definitely hold it. If those pull-outs down there hold, then I know that thing up there should hold. So, alright, that's it. My review of the Kelty Tarp 12 and Kelty Noah's Tarp 12. And I think I like it. I'm gonna try it out a few times in the rain and everything, see how waterproof it is. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. I paid, I think by time shipping and everything, I paid about $70 for it versus paying $200 or $300 for some of the other tarps you can buy. And I think it's definitely worth the money.